Welcome to today's lecture on infection control. In today's lecture, we will deal about introduction and regulatory bodies. Introduction means generally the person is infected by a pathogen and in whom it multiplies and causes damages to the body organ systems, finally resulting in disease. Generally, three things are necessary for a pathogen to cause an infection. They are the source, susceptible person, and transmission. The source is a place where infectious agents are present, and susceptible person is where the germs enter from the source, and transmission is where the germs are moved to the susceptible person. The source may be a patient, healthcare provider, or visitor. The dry surfaces in patient care areas like countertops, tables, medical equipments, wet surfaces like moist environment and biofilms, and medical devices and improperly sterilized hand pieces, access sources. Susceptible person is a person whose immune response is weakened or is not vaccinated to the disease causing agent. Transmission, it refers to the way the germs pass into the individual. It may occur either by direct contact or contacting the contaminated surfaces by means of splash or sprays and inhalation, and the accidental injury by the sharp instrument used for infected persons. Transmission rarely occurs in dental setup. They occur in situations where improper sterilization between the patients and improper autoclaving cycles are followed, and following unusual injection procedures, unsafe injection procedures. Infection prevention and control is scientific approach and practical solution designed to prevent harm caused by infection to patients and healthcare workers. The regulatory bodies of infection control are Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, American Dental Association, Occupational Safety and Health Agency, OSHA, World Health Organization, WHO, National Center for Disease Control, India, country and state environmental protection agencies. And certain guidelines were developed by the Occupational Safety and Health Agency to protect healthcare providers working in a dental clinic. These guidelines includes the management should provide the vaccination for healthcare providers within 10 days of their joining. They should be informed about risk of the infections they are going to face, and they should be trained in proper maintaining the proper infection control. They should be provided a safe environment, and proper disposal of sharps should be done, and proper waste disposal should be done, and in between the operatory procedures all the mats dental operatory should be cleaned, and the surfaces which can be covered by barriers or protected by using the barriers. And whenever there is needle stick injury, the operator should refer the healthcare provider to the concerned department, and also he should give or train the individual for by proper use of needles by using mechanical device as a single hand technique, and he also restrict the use of food or allowing the food intake in the operating areas which are contaminated, and we should give training to the individual on his workers on regular basis. The infection control may be followed in two steps. One is standard precautions and another is transmission based precautions. In standard precautions, use of proper hand hygiene, use of personal protective equipments like gloves, gowns, masks, eyewear, and use of respiratory hygiene like maintaining proper distance and sharp safety, and use of puncture proof containers and safe injection practices, aseptic technique for parenteral medication, use of sterile instruments and devices, clean and disinfect the environmental surfaces. The transmission precaution that should be followed is isolation of the patients within a single room and use of proper protective agents, and limit the transport and movement of the patients if required. The infected part should be covered. Use of disposable or dedicated patient care equipment like blood cuffs, pressure cuffs, and other equipment that are used for patient should be disposed. And after the discharge of the patient, the room should be properly cleared and disinfected, and the infected person should be encouraged to use the mask to spread the infection, and all the susceptible persons should be immunized. Whenever the healthcare professional is infected, he is not allowed to practice clinical procedures on patients. Only this is allowed only after taking permission from the concerned bodies. And all the records of job classification and immunization and medical records should be kept for about 30 years after the establishment, and the training records must be kept for a previous 3 years from the date of training, and exposure incidents must be tabulated and posted according to OSHA requirements. Thank you.